The Galactic Combat Academy's Arena 7 hummed with anticipation as 300 cadets from 47 species assembled for the afternoon's demonstration. Instructor Vexthor, a towering Krillian with obsidian scales and 4 muscular arms, stood at the arena's center, his reputation for brutal honesty preceding him like a shockwave. Today, his voice boomed through the translator implants. You will witness why Earth's creatures are studied in our xenobiology courses, not for their strength, but as cautionary tales of evolutionary dead ends. Rose Martinez sat in the third row, her dark eyes narrowing at the instructor's words. Beside her, Alex Chen crossed his arms, his jaw tightening. They were the only 2 humans in this semester's Advanced Combat Tactics class, and neither had forgotten the sideways glances from their classmates when they'd been selected. Vexthor gestured toward a reinforced containment unit being wheeled into the arena. Behold, the Terran honey badger, a creature so unremarkable that even humans consider it a pest, weighing merely 14 kilograms, possessing no energy weapons, no natural armor plating, no psionic abilities, just a useless pest that somehow survived Earth's pathetic ecosystem. The containment unit's walls became transparent, revealing a stocky black and white creature that looked almost comically small compared to the vast arena. The honey badger sat calmly, grooming its face with small paws. Cute, chittered a Vespid cadet, her insectoid features arranged in what passed for amusement among her species. Alex leaned toward Rose. They have no idea what they're looking at. Rose's lips curved into a knowing smile. Should we warn them and spoil the lesson? Never. Instructor Vexthor continued his lecture. For comparison, we will release a Krillian juvenile combat drone, a machine designed for training purposes, equipped with plasma stunning capabilities and tactical barriers. Approximately the same mass as this Earth creature. Observe how quickly natural selection's failure meets technological superiority. The drone emerged from the opposite side of the arena, a sleek, hovering construct bristling with sensors and weapon ports. Its anti-gravity generators kept it floating 3 meters above the ground, supposedly well out of reach of any terrestrial threat. Release the specimens, Vexthor commanded. The containment fields dropped simultaneously. The honey badger's transformation was instantaneous. Its casual demeanor evaporated, replaced by something that made Rose think of coiled springs and concentrated fury. The creature's beady eyes locked onto the drone with an intensity that seemed disproportionate to its size. The drone, following its programming, fired a warning plasma bolt, a standard intimidation tactic. The superheated energy splashed against the arena floor centimeters from the honey badger. The honey badger charged. Fascinating, Vexthor narrated with academic detachment. Note the creature's foolish aggression. It lacks the cognitive capacity to recognize superior. The honey badger leaped. What happened next would be analyzed in combat academy courses for the next decade. The creature's jump carried it impossibly high, nearly 2 meters of vertical clearance, and its claws found purchase on the drone's smooth surface. The machine's evasive protocols engaged immediately, spinning and rising to dislodge the attacker. The honey badger held on. Alarms blared as the drone's sensors registered damage. The honey badger's teeth, designed by millions of years of evolution to crack through turtle shells and tear into beehives, found the drone's power coupling. Sparks erupted. The creature didn't flinch from the electrical discharge. It dug deeper. Impossible, Vexthor breathed. Its pain receptors should... The drone crashed to the arena floor. The honey badger rode it down like a bronco, never releasing its grip. Its claws tore through synthetic armor that could withstand small arms fire. Its teeth found circuits and processors, ripping and tearing with methodical savagery. Alex stood up, his voice carrying across the suddenly silent arena. Instructor, you called it a useless pest. But you know what honey badgers are famous for on Earth? They fight lions. They raid beehives and shrug off thousands of stings. They've been documented fighting off entire packs of jackals. And you know what the most terrifying part is? The honey badger, having thoroughly dismantled the drone, sat atop the wreckage and returned to grooming its face, utterly unconcerned with the 300 pairs of eyes watching it. Rose continued where Alex left off, her voice steady and proud. They don't have natural armor or energy weapons or psionic abilities. What they have is something your machines can't replicate: absolute, unshakable determination. Pain doesn't stop them. Fear doesn't stop them. They've survived on Earth not despite being small and unremarkable, but because they refused to quit. Ever. The arena remained silent. A few of the larger predatory species shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Instructor Vexthor's forearms hung limply at his sides as he stared at the destroyed drone. The machine, worth more than most cadets would earn in a year, sparked and smoked. The honey badger yawned, displaying teeth that had just torn through military-grade materials. How? Vexthor started, then stopped. His scales had shifted to a pale gray, the Krillian equivalent of shock. Rose stood beside Alex. You wanted to teach us about Earth's creatures, Instructor. Here's your lesson. We didn't conquer our planet through superior evolution or natural advantages. We, and everything that evolved alongside us, survived through pure, stubborn, relentless persistence. We call it different things: grit, determination, tenacity. Alex grinned. We call that little guy down there a honey badger, but his scientific name is Malivera capensis. Want to know what human soldiers call the armored personnel carriers we named after them? The vehicle that doesn't know when to quit. The honey badger, having completed its grooming, waddled toward the arena's edge, completely ignoring the emergency containment team that scrambled to intercept it. It found a small gap in the barrier designed for drainage and squeezed through with surprising flexibility, disappearing into the facility's maintenance tunnels. Alarms blared again. Containment protocols engaged throughout the academy. Vexthor's translator crackled as he tried to form words. Finally, he managed, That creature just breached academy security. Rose and Alex exchanged glances. Rose shrugged. Yeah, they do that. Good luck catching it. Honey badgers are also excellent escape artists. Why? A shaken Vespid cadet asked. Would Earth evolve something like that? Alex's expression grew serious. Because Earth doesn't care about fair fights. Every ecosystem on our planet is a battlefield where the only rule is survive. That honey badger? It's not an evolutionary dead end. It's what happens when you take never give up and forge it in millions of years of Earth's crucible. Rose added quietly. And that, Instructor Vexthor, is why you shouldn't underestimate humans. We come from the same planet that produced that useless pest. We learned from the same harsh teacher. And like the honey badger, we really don't know when to quit. As security teams frantically searched for the escaped creature and technicians assessed the ruined drone, the cadets filed out of Arena 7 with a new understanding. The two humans remained behind, watching the chaos with barely concealed amusement. Think they'll find it? Alex asked. Rose laughed. Not a chance. That badger is probably already 3 levels deep and looking for food. My money says it ends up in the commissary by dinner time. Should we warn them and spoil the lesson? They shared a knowing smile, the smile of those who understood that humanity's greatest strength had never been their weapons or technology. It was something simpler, something carved into their DNA by a merciless planet. The absolute refusal to be defeated, embodied perfectly in 14 kilograms of fur, claws and unbreakable spirit behind them. Instructor Vexthor stared at the destroyed drone, finally understanding why the Galactic Council had been so insistent on accepting humans into the Combat Academy. Earth didn't produce the strongest species. It produced the ones that simply would not stop. End.